I mean, I just told them that it's something that they really would like to experience. It's been a long time since we went, and we just focus on getting Tennessee back to a bowl game. And we just tell them, man, it's something that you really want to experience, something that you'll never forget.
What would it mean to end your career without having a losing season, by getting into the postseason, kind of helping turn things around?
I mean, it would mean a lot for this entire senior class to leave Tennessee with a winning season, and just to give Coach Jones a winning season with his first season here at Tennessee.
You're a Nashville guy, but just the difference, how has this rivalry with Vanderbilt, how has it kind of changed in the last year since they finally kind of got one over on you last year?
I feel like it's just, they got a good football team at Vanderbilt, and so it's a competitive game, and it's just something that we got to really focus on, them being an in-state rival, and it's just a very physical, competitive game.
James, do you feel like the best game you guys have played as an offensive line this year?
I really can't tell you off the top of my head. In some games we did some things better, and some games we were better in certain areas. I really couldn't tell you which game was just the best game overall.
I know there were external expectations. I know you guys have your own expectations for yourself that are pretty high. Do you feel like as an offensive line you guys have met those this year?
I feel like we've had a time, but I feel like we really need to become a more consistent line coming, especially going into these last 2 weeks. We need to be consistent for this football team, because I feel like when we play with consistency, our offense is able to execute. And when we have mishaps and pre-snap errors and mistakes like that, that really sets our offense back, and we need to be consistent so our offense can lean on the offensive line.
Some of the false starts, how frustrating is that to you guys?
I mean, that's extremely frustrating. That's why today after practice we were getting some extra work in with the quarterbacks on cadences and sending snaps, just to get some extra work with everybody being on time, especially at home. There's no excuses to have mental errors like that.
You guys have been in this scenario now.
Work with Dobbs now for 3 weeks, including the Alabama game. Just evaluate where he's at, how he's grown since he started.
I feel like he's growing every week. When he came in the Alabama game, he showed great poise, and he's been always having a great communication line with the offensive line, and we've been working with him through these weeks, and I've seen a lot of improvement from him as he continues to grow going on into the season.
How important is that communication on the field and off the field?
I mean, it's very important because, especially with him being new to this, we worked with him, but we didn't work with him as much as we did the other quarterbacks during fall training camp and into the season. So to just get in there and just get a feel for each other, so we can you got to have a connectedness when you're working as an offensive line and a quarterback, and I feel like he's doing a great job trying to develop that.
When we saw the beginning of practice, the first couple periods seemed pretty physical, especially for a bye week, and Coach Jones seemed rather loud at the end of practice. Was this a little more, there's a little more energy in this practice than the last time you guys had a bye week?
Yeah, I feel like, because knowing what we have coming up in 2 weeks, we all have all our focus getting ready for this Vanderbilt game. And it's always a need to have great practices during this bye week to give us a great start going into the game week.
So do you guys feel like you're almost at the point of a must-win, almost a desperation level of that you have to win these last two?
All right, the way we like to think of it is the Game 7, man. It's a must-win for us, for this football team, being that first and foremost is one of our in-state rivals. So it's something that we got to go out here and we got to have that on our mind each day that we come out to practice and come to work.
Thanks, man.
How tough will it be for you as a